we had a bit of a day around here. I had the mobile vets come in to give everybody checkups and shots. Because I just haven't had time to get each of them to the vet individually. So there's a mobile vet that will come around. And, I mean, the only one that really was good was Dottie. Because Dottie just kind of plays possum and waits for it to be over. So she's very well behaved for the vet because she just like curls herself up in a little ball and waits to be murdered. God love her. Simba on 100 milligrams of gabapentin still tried to murder the out of everybody. Still got me pretty good. And the vets were like, you know, I was helping them hold and everything, and they're like, oh, he really got you. I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with scratches as long as he doesn't bite me because I'm in chemo. And they were like, you cannot help us hold him. You're across the room now. Peggy was like, okay, but, you know. And Valkyrie's doing so great as a house cat, unless you try to touch her. Other than that, like, she follows me around. She sleeps at my feet at night. She's such a happy little girl. She hangs out on the couch with me. If you try to touch her, she turns into a demon from Ooh La La. So the vet, like, so I spent literally an hour just chasing her around my bedroom, trying to get her to go in the bathroom so I could just corral her and Dottie in the bathroom. It didn't work. So the vet finally got there. It took 3 of us, a broom, and I don't know if you've seen one of those little cat catchers with the nets that luckily I own. 3 of us, a broom, and that. And 10 minutes of her walking around on the top of the shower door. And they were like, I mean, she can't stay up there for long. It's so narrow. I'm like, you'd be amazed how long she can stay up there.
And let's get the intro going. Each week, Catherine Radio.ai, it's about the worldwide interwebs. Find all sorts of horrible things, bring back here from the site, but we like to call What the Fuck is Wrong with You? This is a new one. That
really?
Yeah, we've literally never, we seem similar, but this is an absolute fucking new one. We've dealt with people stealing ambulances and fire trucks and buses. Haven't dealt with someone stealing the bus while everyone was still on the motherfucker. Drunk passenger steals bus, forcing those on board to flee. Drunk passenger stole a bus and drove it through town, leaving a trail of devastation in his wake.
No, you have to read the quote under the headline.
When people say you've had a drink, take the bus, it isn't meant to be taken literally.
That's not what they mean.
The bus collided with several other vehicles after it was taken on Monday evening. Other passengers fled in fear as the man allegedly took control of the vehicle and drove through Milton Keynes, Buckinghamshire. Miraculously, no one was hurt, but a man has been arrested and charged with aggravated vehicle taking. Very specific of the name of the cause. Aggravated vehicle taking.
The Brits are so good at softened language. Not theft, vehicle taking.
Sailor Turner says, "Pop quiz, hotshot. There's a moron on the bus. What do you do? What do you do?" Well, apparently everybody jumped the fuck out, is what they did. Man has been arrested on suspicion of aggravated vehicle taking, dangerous driving, and drink driving. He remains in police custody this time. Nobody was injured. The other passengers managed to flee the bus as it was being stolen. Bus driver was also uninjured in the theft. How fucking drunk do you have to be?
Fucking drunk.
I'm taking this home.
This is mine. This is mine.
My bus. Fuck.
Literally the only thing I know about Milton Keynes is its reference in Good Omens, where they say that they can't decide whether heaven or hell created that place. Or, like, I heard that name and immediately thought of that.
You don't expect to get on the fucking bus, get home at night, and there's a motherfucker who decides, mine now. That's not a thing that happens.
No.
We've never seen this. Drunk and stealing the fucking thing.
I actually have never seen Speed. You're not missing much.
You're not missing much. It's
I mean, it's a 90s action movie about normal 90s action movie quality.
Yeah.
It does have a baby Keith and a baby Sandra Bullock, yeah.
So, not a whole bunch there. Yeah, Jesus Christ. I can't even imagine trying to deal with this bullshit.
Yeah. Like, imagine being that bus driver.
Not
like, this job is not worth this.
Not paid the fucking...
No.
Oh, we got more driving issues. You've seen that Garfield meme, right? This picture of Garfield, there's a sign with Garfield, a strike through on it, and Garfield's looking at the sign and goes, oh, I wonder who that's for.
No.
Ever seen that one? Yeah.
No.
That's what I was reminded of with this one. We have it every fucking time with these fucking people. Truck gets stuck in sinkhole after driving onto closed road. A dump truck crashed into a sinkhole and got stuck on Collier Canyon Road after apparently driving through a sign announcing the street had already been shut due to damage. Crash happened.
It does, in fact, mean you too.
Yes. Look at that fucking truck. Like, oh God, that axle is fucked.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it's a dump truck. You could just let it go down.
Just be done with it. Yeah. A barricade from the road closure was found beneath the dump truck. The driver did not appear to be in. Like, what do you think they're lying to you?
You think they're joking?
Like, the government...
Do you think it's like... Do you think Wanda just doesn't want you to get home and ask her to confront her trauma? No.
Is that some
probably for a reason.
It's not some goddamn conspiracy, you dumb shit. Why does this always happen? The fuckers drive down the streets with the signs. We see with the floodwaters and stuff, they're like, I'm just going to drive through it. And they try to do it. And no, you can't.
No.
Fuckers think they're like special or some shit.
They don't mean me. They do.
Like, I don't have any other way to describe this truck. That
truck is fucked.
It's fucked. That is an actual technical term. Look at how far down that wheel went. And the rest of the truck did not go that.
Fun fact, everybody. All of the wheels on your vehicle should be parallel to each other. None of them should be pointing at a different angle. Like, the front ones can point a different direction because that's how you turn, but they should never do this. And if they do that, you're fucked.
That axle is just the fender is fucked. That axle is fucked. I'm pretty sure the suspension is fucked. The undercarriage might
just send the truck down the sinkhole because it will cost more to fix than it's worth.
No shit.
So just send it the rest of the way down and call it a day.
Some lucky mole would be like, I can finally drive for a living.
It'll become a naked mole-rat city.
There you go, yeah.
They can launch their takeover.
Oh, well, we got this. This happens every once in a while. I still do not, for the life of me, understand what they think the end game here is. It's like they get into it, and then I'm like, okay, now what? What was the plan? 29-year-old woman faces charges for posing as New Jersey high school student. This is not the first time we've had this on the show.
They think it's going to be like Drew Barrymore, and she's going to write a Boss magazine article and get to bone the English teacher after the prom.
29-year-old New Jersey woman's facing charges over claims she used false government documents and a ploy to pose as a teenager at a high school. Hae-young Shin was charged with, maybe Hae-young? I think it's Hae-young. Hae-young Shin was charged with one count of providing a false government document after she allegedly submitted a fake birth certificate to New Brunswick Board of Education. Police department said that Shin provided a fake birth certificate with the intention of enrolling, quote, as a juvenile high school student. She didn't have an attorney at this time. Police have not said why she wanted to enroll in the school. CNN affiliate News 12 New Jersey reported students at the school said Shin attended class for 4 days alongside other students. Which, everybody she was in class with were going, you were not a fucking teenager, lady.
What do you do, fellow kids?
Right? Literally, you're the meme.
And also, who the fuck wants to go back to high school?
Serious.
I feel like even people that were cool in high school don't want to go back to high school. Like, why? You don't understand. I didn't understand this until I went to like a school event for my nephew. You forget how fucking bad a high school smells when you're not in it every day. Yeah. Because like teenagers, you could shower 4 times a day, you're gonna smell. Especially teenage boys. You can't help it. You just emit sulfur or something. I don't even know. It's not your fault. But like you forget how fucking bad a high school smells. As an adult until you set foot in a high school and you're like, who's boiling garbage in gym socks? And you're like, oh no, it just smells like that here.
And what I don't understand is how was this going to work?
Like, what was the goal?
Right? What was the end? What was the end game? What was what was the light at the end of the fucking tunnel?
It's like if you didn't finish high school, there are things you can do a GED for that. You can do adult education and finish. Those are options.
Because once you're using a fake birth certificate, welcome to crime. Like it's already bad enough. You're pretending to be you're an adult walking around with a bunch of minors. That's already pretty bad. But on top of that, you have document forgery. And how they found it was they had to admit her on provisional because that's how the shit works. You're who you claim you are. We'll look it up. And they looked it up. It's like, nope.
Like we're at the age now where we got to be real careful around teenagers.
Yes.
Like I got stuck. I drove a shitty little car in a very snowy state, and I shouldn't. I made it all the way home from work one night last week until I got to my garage. And then I got stuck trying to get in my garage because it was a little 1-foot mound of snow. And there are teenagers, I might have told this story already, I don't know. There are teenagers that shovel. I was not going to go ask them for help because I am not going to be the strange lady approaching teenagers in the dark to ask them for help in my garage. So, like, when they came and offered to help, I was like, yeah, that's very nice of you. Thank you so much. But I was not going to be stranger danger. I was like, no, I will sit here all fucking night before I freak out some kids. You gotta think about that shit when you're old.
Yeah.
You don't need somebody being like, why are you trying to kidnap my kid? No, I just needed a push. Really?
So, you know that old adage, like, do you ever wonder what people are going to say about you at your funeral?
Yeah.
But we're never going to find out, right? Because, you have to be dead to have that happen, right?
Unless you fake your death.
Well,
like you can do that.
Well, Tara.
Oh. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
60-year-old Brazilian who faked death to see who would turn up.
Sir.
Baltazar Lemos posted a notice of his passing on social media and organized a fake funeral for his loved ones. Lemos staged the prank to see who would turn up, much like the scene in Friends.
Prank?
Yeah, it's not prank. No, I don't want to call it a prank, but that's not prank. The 60-year-old Brazilian unfortunately experienced a burial that was just as tragic as the official paleontologist. They're talking about Friends shit here. It's a 60-year-old resident of Parana. Lemos planned a fake funeral in advance. A few days before, he'd sent out invites for a celebration for his 60th birthday, which was scheduled for a few days later. So this motherfucker planned that he was going to have a birthday party. But before that, he faked his death. And I guess he was figuring, after we all have a good laugh over me pretending to be dead, we'll go have cake. I think that was the...
And people don't have time to go to your funeral and your birthday party. They can't take that much time off work. You gotta pick one.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to find that. So what happened was soon after the Brazilian passed away, friends and family assembled at a church at his birthplace of Curitiba to offer their condolences. However, as soon as the event began, Lemos' voice began blasting from the speakers, recounting his 60 years of existence. The man then barged through the other doors and confronted his friends and relatives. This left all those in attendance in shock and confusion. The audience had been grieving his demise, was now enraged and blamed Lemos for cruelty, which didn't seem to be the outcome Lemos had anticipated. How can you not?
You are real lucky that none of your friends are a little too into zombie movies. Because you could have got two between the eyes and had a real funeral.
Here's the one I'm thinking. I'm like, everybody's in their rooms like, well, we already have the casket.
We could just fucking kill him. He's already declared dead. Do they have double jeopardy in Brazil?
That we've paid for the wake. We already have a casket.
I mean, like, having recently held a funeral, those motherfuckers are not cheap. It is not inexpensive to have a funeral.
Well, apparently this guy had enough money to waste not only on a birthday party, and fly everybody in, but on a funeral.
I sincerely hope nobody went to his fucking birthday party after that.
I had no intention of hurting, offending, or causing harm to anyone. I didn't tell anyone because I hoped it would work out. What?
Work out? Did you think everybody would be like, oh, you got us?
Hope is not a plan. That's not a plan. I hope it'll work out. It should be fine. Oh, yeah.
Dan made me promise, long before Dan was sick, Dan made me promise that if he ever came back from the dead, that I would fucking put him down. That's the kind of things an elder goth makes you promise when you marry them. That, like, listen, if I die and then I show up, you need to put one between my eyes, because I'm a vampire or a zombie. These are the conversations you have when you marry an elder goth, right? So, like, if he had just showed up at his own funeral, I probably would have hit him with a chair.
There's like Aunt Helene with one of the braziers going, go back to hell, back to
like,
hell.
You made me promise. I'm sorry.
All right, next up, we're back in our more familiar territory here because, for us, not for everybody else. Everybody else, this is always a shock, but us, we're like, yeah, that'll happen. Naked Run. New Hampshire police locate new driver after he allegedly fled multi-vehicle crash on foot. Look at that shit. Wow. Plaistow, New Hampshire. New Hampshire man is facing multiple charges, including indecent exposure, after he allegedly ran from a car accident. The Facebook post, officials with the police department said Just before 9 a.m. on Wednesday, officers were called to an accident involving 3 vehicles at the intersection of Plaistow Street and Main Street. Arriving officers reportedly found multiple vehicles with heavy damage at the scene, but were soon informed by witnesses about the driver of a Jeep Compass that allegedly caused the crash. When the driver apparently ran down Main Street after the crash, police soon searched and located the individual, later identified as Timothy O'Rourke of Danville. According to the department, O'Rourke had been running behind Main Street homes, wearing no clothes, and coated in his own blood. He was later charged with DWI, resisting arrest, 2 counts of indecent exposure, 2 counts of conduct after an accident, in addition to 2 charges of simple assault. So that's
again, that's Stephen King country. You are incredibly lucky that somebody did not put you down.
Sometimes dead is better. just get. So all of a sudden, just you're one out of nowhere. You've woken up. You got your coffee. You got your pancakes. You look out your back sliding door. There's a naked guy covered in blood, probably screaming like fucking Woody Woodpecker, running through your backyard.
I am going right the fuck back to bed.
Done.
That's when the day is just, nope.
No, we need a reset on this one. Sorry.
Try it again tomorrow, folks. Not worth it.
And also, look how fucking cold it is.
Yeah.
Why were you naked? Drunk, I could understand. Why were you driving naked while drunk? Were you naked while you were drunk? Did you get naked after you got out of the crash? What the hell? What the hell?
What happened here?
Who were you trying to get away from? Look, dude, you can't outrun responsibility. I've tried.
Sure you can, if you have enough money. I don't think this guy has enough money.
No, I don't. No. If you're naked and running around with blood on you,
I think he was trying to outrun the demons, personally, and he failed.
That is not something you're gonna fucking deal with in your life, you know?
And that's the kind of ice on the road that, like, you definitely cannot tell the ice from the broken glass. So, I mean, he's already covered in his own blood, but his feet gotta look pretty shredded.
It's just I don't understand how this is normal for us, but this is pretty normal for us.
I know.
This last one, though, is we got video, and oh my. Let me bring it up here. I should have had this already. I didn't. Oh well. There it is. So we have often encountered these idiots who decide they're going to steal an ATM.
Yeah.
And they don't
We've not watched Breaking Bad.
Yes. And they don't appear to have a plan afterwards. Well, we can see now live, in action, the complete lack of plan these people have. Let's watch, everyone. Bungling crooks fail to smash and open an ATM after dragging it from a gas station convenience store. 2 bungling crooks were trying and failing to steal money from an ATM. Identified men concealed on surveillance footage breaking into Ben's Market 76 gas station on Blaine Road around 4:30 a.m. January 17th. Deputies were alerted to the break-in after the 2 crooks used a stolen red Jeep and a tow strap to break into the convenience store and steal an ATM machine. Now, as you can see right here, they're trying to ram it open. Except I don't understand. For one thing, the guy in the car cannot figure out how to ram this thing straight on. So we already have a problem there. So it's just he's just crashing into what the fuck ever. But they finally get the idea.
Do you think you're going to run over it?
No, they're trying to use they got the idea to use the planter there. That didn't work. So how about if I turn the car around and come at it head on? Maybe that'll work no, still no, still no. The fuck?
And you know what the dumbest part is?
Huh.
All you had to do was put the ATM in the back of that Jeep and do all this shit somewhere without a camera.
You could have just gone away. Like, you had the ATM. Now, I don't know. Do ATMs have, like, GPS in them?
Probably.
For just such an occasion?
Yeah. But, like, if you can't get it open on the first try, just put it in the fucking truck and take it with you.
Take it with you. Have a truck. Or Jeep or what the fuck ever. I mean, it's stolen, but,
I mean, I'm sure an ATM is very heavy. But...
here's the
at least you won't have two fucking 40-somethings making fun of you on YouTube.
Here's the thing. They got the door open, right? So hop behind the counter and turn on the fucking pumps and start stealing you some gasoline.
Yeah.
You got the door open. Fill up a fucking barrel. There you go. You can actually get the gas.
It's probably a cash register.
They ruined a perfectly good Jeep XJ Cherokee.
Yeah, because I promise you they did some damage to that Jeep.
It's not working if you back into it, Earl. Okay, I'll turn around. Maybe that'll work if I come from the front. It did not. That was their... that was the plan. It was just... Okay, we're going to break into the store, right? We're going to steal the ATM, right? We're going to run into it with a car.
Money.
That was the fucking plan.
Not a great plan.
Right. Listen,
not a great
listen,
plan.
Godzilla say, get some Slim Jims. You could have busted in there, gone to the back room, and made out of there with $2,000 worth of junk food. Just pile that shit. There's beer in there, stupid.
Yeah, liquor, cigarettes.
And your dumb ass is trying to bust open this one box because I bet you anything, I think it's got $500 or less in there.
Yeah.
All right, well, maybe it's probably got more than that, but still, that thing's not like... The sure thing was right there. And you're here like, no, we're just going to run over it like times.
We can do it. It's all good. You, in fact, cannot. I don't know how people don't understand that ATMs are, like, built out of fucking adamantium at this point. Like, we've had ATMs for long enough that I feel like people should understand that.
If we actually had superheroes, we'd have something like fucking Superman being like, Jesus Christ, really? Fucking really? What do I do with this? The fuck do I do with this shit? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, Spider-Man would be like...
I feel like this is more like a Daredevil level thing.
What would Daredevil do with the fucking shit?
Well, no, because he's like the street level guy, It's a little below like your Justice League Avengers pay grade. They're like planetary threats. This is like your Jessica Jones level stuff.
Spider-Man wouldn't even have a good quip for this. He'd be just like, oh, you fucking idiots. Like, he's got nothing.
Yeah.
It's got fucking nothing.
And so do those crooks.
Seriously? My God, you got the door opened. That was actually the smart...
And you left empty-handed.
That was the smart part. They just pulled the door open. They could have run their asses in there. They could have brought like a dolly or some shit, run their asses in there, loaded it up, supermarket sweep, and get the fuck out. But no. They're going to find your asses.
Yes, because you're on camera.
Yeah. Yeah, they're looking for the men. Oh, they're going to find them. They're going to find them. Something tells me these are not rocket surgeons here. They're going to find them. So the first thing we learned this week is don't steal the ATM.
No, for God's sake.
Literally anything else.
Especially when there's a cornucopia of such other wonderful things to steal.
Like fucking booze, man.
Yeah.
Gas and booze. Just liquid money. And you're sitting there going, I'll hit it with the car.
Even like you don't want to have to sell anything. You're not going to need groceries for a month and a half.
Right. Like you could build a car that runs off Slim Jims, for fuck's sake.
Fuck, take all the scratch-off tickets. That'll probably get you more money than was in the ATM.
Learned that some days you can wake up, nice little neighborhood, look out back, there's a screaming naked guy covered in blood. That's just a thing that happens in America. That's part of the human condition. That shit is, it's not only possible, it's probable. Because if it's happened, that means it's there. There's a percentage, there is a number calculation percentage of how every morning when you wake up, there's an equation to figure out how probable it is that there's a naked guy covered in blood running through your backyard. Because it has happened.
This is why I maintain a yard full of feral cats.
We've learned that if you want to find out what people are going to say to you about your funeral, ask them. They might be honest with you. Faking your death. Well, you'll find out, and then they'll probably kill you.
Or at least, like, if you're gonna fake your death, commit. Like, disappear after that shit. Just don't come back.
Pull some guiding light shit, come back as your own twin brother.
There you go.
We've learned that if you try to fake to be a teenager to get into a high school, that's never going to end well. You're not going to pull it off.
It's creepy.
What?
And it's creepy.
It's creepy as hell. Nobody pulls that off. No one has ever. You've watched too many fucking movies. It's not how the world works. We've learned that the road signs mean yes, you.
Even you.
Like literally, the highway department should start putting that on the signs. Yes, you. Including
yes, you.
You know what?
Daddy.
Some of them these motherfuckers might actually go, wow, they're thinking of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, we've learned taking the bus might be better than driving home drunk, but sometimes someone will just actually literally take the bus driving home drunk. Where was he going to park it?